Coach Flea, we'll open up for questions.
Coach, just your assessment coming after the loss on Saturday.
I thought that I think Coach Prime hit it on the head. We went to play the game. We didn't have a mindset as far as winning and being dominant. And it showed throughout the course of the game. Some of the things we talked about as far as stopping the run and being able to run the football, those things didn't come to fruition. And we came on the bad side or the wrong side of the game for us results. But the thing that we take from the game, like always, as far as regrouping and getting back to who we are and understand we still have another game to play. Go 1-0 this week and just understand where we made the mistakes, where we were undisciplined, and some of the things we didn't come through on, and try to continue to build on those things to make us a better team.
Coach, what happened to Isaiah in that game? And Coach Prime makes it sound like he's probably going to be back this week, but what happened to him in that game?
He had an injury, more like towards his hip area. I'm not sure as far as specifically what he was involved with, but it kind of restricted him as far as being able to continue. There was some pain. He couldn't really lift his leg, and he's a tough kid. When I was just talking today, probably his first time going through an injury of that magnitude. But luckily, we have guys like Charlie, guys like Micah, and guys like Dallin that can come in and fulfill the obligations, and always next man up. And we have that mindset. So this week, he didn't really go early in the week. He got some reps yesterday and today for the most part. But right now, I expect Michael and Dallin to be the 1-2 punch, and then Charlie also being a guy that can fill in. And he's an emergency guy right now for us. Coach Prime is always about the health of the individual, and we don't feel like he's ready to protect himself when running the football, things of that nature. So he probably won't get the call this week, but we still got time.
When Isaiah's had the chance to get a lot of carries, it seems like he's been pretty productive. Are you kind of anxious to see him get that opportunity more often going forward?
No, absolutely. Let's be transparent. We're a pass heavy team. Like I tell the guys, when you get the ball and you get your call, you got to make it count. And he does a good job as far as yards per carry. He's a tough runner. He's a strong runner. He's probably the best guy as far as being able to carry the load that we need with the physicality. We're still looking for that all-purpose guy. He has gotten better with his catching ability, but when it comes to protection, when it comes to technique, assignments, and like you said, production. He had a 40-yard run, that was very explosive. And we're looking to be more explosive in the run game. He's the only guy that done it so far, and he's the guy right now. He's young, he's eager, and he's been waiting for his opportunity. And it's unfortunate that he had the injury because, like you said, he was on the right track as far as being that guy. We still want to find that guy that we can hang our hat on. And the guys got to keep battling out. And when that time is called, you got to get in and showcase who you are. You got to get confidence from the head coach, the OC, and Sheduer Sanders, and make sure they feel comfortable that you're the guy standing next to him that can get the job done. But I think Isaiah is definitely a guy right now that we feel like we got a bright future with.
During a game like that where it's even more pass heavy because you guys are trailing, the possessions are limited, what are you kind of telling your group to keep them engaged even though their job is more pass protection, more of the dirty work stuff?
Yeah, you hit it on the head. The main message in our room is being able to play without the ball in your hand. You're a natural runner. You should be able to run the football. That's what you've done all your life. That's your life in the game of football, and that's why we brought you here to be that type of guy as far as in the run game. When it comes to protection, catching out the backfield, all the exotic looks, we want to be that second quarterback to see what the quarterback is seeing, to be able to mesh with the O-line, to fit in as far as protection and the tight end. And that's what we thrive on, because we know, okay, you might get 10 carries a game. Anything beyond that, is a plus because of where we are. We got a dynamic quarterback. We got guys outside that can get some things done. So we're going to play to our strength, and then you got to be a guy that can come in and supplement that as well. But we want to make sure we play without the football, protection-wise, and the guys do a good job as far as in the meeting rooms, understanding the fronts and the different looks, coming from the field, coming from the boundary, looking at the fronts, understand what they can do out those fronts, getting a pre-snap reads. But all 3 or 4 of those guys, they're solid when it comes to protection, and that's what separates them from each other. So it got to be a friendly competition. And when you get the ball in your hand, you got to be special. You got to make some things happen. You got to be disciplined in the run game as far as your reads, and understand inside zone, outside zone, where you fit. And we're going to continue to get better in our run when it comes to that.
It's a complicated question, I think, just based upon how many different things go into it. But the last 3 games definitely haven't been as productive in the running game clearly as maybe the middle part of the season. Is there a pattern there too? Is it like other teams getting familiar with what you're doing on tape, something like that?
I think it's more on us. We always say it's what we do, and not our opponents. And we got to do a better job as far as coaches and players and understand that. Some days, some weeks we're on. We're hitting on all cylinders when it comes to O-line, running backs, tight ends, as far as the run game. And run game is everybody. Quarterback got to carry out his faith, got to make the right read. When it comes to reading the end, the receivers got to block downfield. So running game is the total package when it comes to offensively. But we haven't done a good job as far as consistently, and we try to thrive on that to preach that. Okay, we got a good week last week running the football down in South Florida, things of that nature. What we're going to do this week? Can we stack 2 weeks together? And it's unfortunate we have not been consistently able to get that done. So we understand, like you're saying, as far as being able to put it together throughout the course of a season, week after week after week. But that's something that we got to get fixed. We're inconsistent. We'll have a good week, and we'll come back and we'll ask the guys in the room, what week is going to be this week, and you have to determine that. It's not a play call, it's not a scheme, because run game is run game. We understand fronts, we understand how it fits and what we need to get accomplished. I think Coach Sherman do a good job as far as putting us in position what we call fair fights, 5-man box, 6-man box. We just got to win. We got to be aggressive. We got to come up with football. We got to find the right read. We got to block downfield. The team's been doing a great job as far as blocking downfield. But we just got to be consistent, get it done with ourselves. So it's not what our opponents doing, it's what we got to get done.
With Charlie specifically, obviously he was getting a lot of the first team reps early in camp, throughout camp, and then first couple of games, and kind of had to take a back seat. How was he handled that?
Like a professional, never complain, no excuses. When it comes to grading the guys, how we grade the guys every day, we preach on it every day as far as give a presentation. He always grades out the highest, but he's just a phenomenal guy. He's been around here through the tough times. He stayed during the times that we're trying to rebuild it, and now he's reaping the benefit, and we was able to get him in the end zone last week, so that was good. Charlie's very deserving. Everything he gets, he earns. It's just not what he do on at the running back position. You got to watch him on special teams. He's like a captain on special teams. He's that silent assassin. He gets his job done. He don't go brag about it. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time trying to coach him on certain things. He gets it the first time around. He's not a high rep guy. He's like a second coach in my room. Guys can't find me, they go to Charlie, and Charlie coach him up, and that's remarkable, like you said, for a guy to be in the role early in the season, and then for whatever reason, and he came to me, Coach, was anything I done wrong? And I got to tell him no. It just time is the situation, and his first response like, okay, I just got to keep working hard, and so that's what you want from a guy like him, to be in this program, to be around guys, to spread that amongst the program of how to go about things, not just in football and life. Charlie just he's a modern citizen. We love him.
You guys are playing against a team that has really struggled to stop the run.
Yeah.
Do you guys as a staff see that as an opportunity in terms of game planning and getting your backs ready to go?
Mm-hmm. We look at it both ways. Last week we look at a team that was able to run the football. We put up the challenge to the defense to stop the run. We didn't do that. Same thing on offense. We put up the challenge to run the ball. Every week we don't care about what goes on for us, the stats. We're not big on stats. We believe in what we believe in. We should be able to run the football with the guys we have up front and the guys we have in the backfield. We should be able to stop and run the guys we brought in to be run stoppers and get after the quarterback. So like I said, it's what we have to do within our scheme and not concern ourselves with what's going on. We're going to watch film to see what they're vulnerable at, and we're going to attack them in that way. But just because they're giving up certain yards to certain teams, we got to make sure that, like, back to the question that you said, that we're consistently doing what we're doing. So all those things fall into play. So no matter who we're playing, if you're running against a team that's good at stopping the run, we should have some success. But when you look at teams that's able to stop the run or not stop the run, usually it's because of what they do in practice. If on defense, if you face a team that's good at running, you're gonna be good as far as stopping the run. And that's what we got. We got a defense that's good at stopping the run. We do. And we got to try to use that in-house as far as using those tools and using what we have to better ourselves and not worry about the opponent, what they're doing.
Also, being the assistant head coach, have you had a hand in the schedule this week? How do you balance Thanksgiving and obviously the task at hand this Friday?
No, we have a good job. We have a group of people with Mr. Ridge, our director of football operation, Mr. Kelly. We have a lot of people involved in the offensive coordinators, defensive coordinator as well. And Coach Prime, a guy who takes his time, and he's a field guy. Everything is based on Coach Prime, how he feel about things, and we just facilitate. We give our opinion on things, You know, we go from there as far as how we feel about certain things for our schedule and how things worked in the past. But when you work for a guy like Coach Prime, who's unorthodox and who believes in what he believes in, and sometimes you might not think that might be the right way to go, but he never failed us. So this week he gets a feel about where we are in practice as far as our uniform. It's going to be full uniform or take some things off to get us through, to make us fresh. And with the meals and everything we got going on with a short week, I think they did a good job as far as putting us in a position to have success on Friday.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.